So we're going to talk about the Rotary Foundation, and I think this is the best slide ever. I'm going to actually spend quite a bit of time on this slide simply because it's going to help everybody have, I think, a more powerful presentation when they're talking about the foundation to their clubs. So this tells us what the Rotary Foundation actually does, and it's not so complicated. And what I love about this slide is that it reframes the super complex nature that we feel that the foundation has. And really, you just want to probably learn one or two things about the foundation to help it work for you. So the Rotary Foundation is like we're in their hands, it's holding us up. And the focus, of course, are the ability to fight polio and eradicate this terrible disease, pathways to peace, which is still a major emphasis, and provide grants. I think we always think about maybe the polio and the grants a little bit more than the pathways to peace, but that is still a main activity of the Rotary Foundation. And when we think about those global grants, they're under three headings of humanitarian, scholarship, and the new, it used to be group study exchange for those who've been in Rotary for a while, but now they're called vocational training teams and will have a I think, much more powerful role than they've ever had before. So district grants are near and dear to my heart and Brian Smith's heart, because both of us are all about district grants with a few other very powerful members on the district grant committee. We are not focused just on local projects. You'll be interested when you see future slides how many international projects come to us for district grant support. We are using the top amount of $5,000. So if the club puts in $5,000, we may match up to that, although you'll see again, often our grants are less than that. And red alert, applications are now open, and they are open until May the 15th. So you might think, holy cats, what do? I just saw Holly's cat, that's why I said that. You go on to the Club Runner site, you keep that cat there, I love that cat. You go on to the Club Runner site, and it is a lovely, straightforward process. Yes, it's a bit clicky, but submitting the grant, the midterm report, it's all doable. And if you need help, there's me, there's Brian, there's Doug, there's always people. And that's the joy of Rotary. You don't have to know everything, because together we're all one big brain. Now, we as Rotarians, we provide the means for the Rotary Foundation to say that, you know, that strong, I love the motto, people of action. Well, the Rotary Foundation, that is our true embodiment of people who take action. So we have a role in supporting our Rotary Foundation. We can give to the Rotary Foundation multiple ways. We can go through our annual fund share, and half comes back to the district in 3 years. I just take a second to give a little personal story, is that I've become a major donor. I didn't put my pin on today, loves me pins, but the thing about that is the money that I put into the Rotary Foundation, well, half of that comes back to the district in 3 years. So when we review the district grants, I feel personally that I've put in probably $1.50 into every single district grant. I'm exaggerating the numbers, but just to give you the feeling of empowerment that I feel by supporting the Rotary Foundation, not only does it help the world, but it helps other Rotarians in our district when they apply for district grants. If the share doesn't float your boat and you're really focused on polio eradication, you can certainly go for that. And you know, we have multiple areas of focus for Rotary. We're adding the 7th one this July, which is support the environment. And I know everybody who did RLI training can just name those 7 areas of focus. So I'll move forward to the 3rd one. Is another way we can financially support the Rotary Foundation is major gifts or planned giving. And when I married the husband, he said, you got to have a will or I won't marry you. And I said, well, that seems fair. So in my will, I do have that I will give a gift to Rotary. I'm not going to say if I die, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die. So that financial information is set and will go to the Rotary Foundation. And I'm pretty happy about that because I won't be doing too much more impact at that point. So how do we as Rotarians thank or get recognition about giving to the Rotary Foundation? There's a wonderful, wonderful program called Every Rotarian Every Year. And Rotarians can give, I think it's as little as $20 a quarter, and you get recognition as supporting that. It's certainly an attainable thing for every club to say that we have every Rotarian every Rotarian every year. So again, not a huge financial outlay, and you're supporting, I'm going to say, my charity of choice, which is the Rotary Foundation. All of us have so many interests in the community. It's part of the joy of Rotary is that we can take those interests to us in Rotary. But every Rotarian every year is a tangible way to say, I support the Rotary Foundation. You can become a sustaining member with regular donations. And of course, the Paul Harris Fellowship is absolutely brilliant. It's a fantastic way to recognize giving with the fellowship, the society, it's just super. And whoever thought of that, a bravo. So club leaders, there are 3 responsibilities. Love the rule of 3, as you've noticed here, is that you would want to encourage members of your club to apply for grants or consider submitting a name of someone in your community for a peace fellowship. Now you're going to say, well, her next slide is going to tell me all about a peace fellowship. It's actually not. So I'm going to encourage you. This is like the little lure. If you want to learn more, if that's of interest to you, check out Rotary.org about the Peace Fellowship. You'll want to promote the good work of the Rotary Foundation, I think twice a year. Of course, you know, November is Foundation Month with our monthly RI themes, and it's option for you if you want to take this slide and share it with your club and help again to reframe and demystify the foundation and see whose hand shoots up and says, I want to get involved with that. You can use this slide for sure. And not just members, but your friends, everybody in the club, everyone can be invited to give to the Rotary Foundation. They'll want to do their own research. They'll want to understand about Charity Navigator giving such high awards to our Rotary Foundation. And we would encourage everyone to do all their research and feel like their money, which is, let's face it, we trade our life energy for it, they're putting it in the right place. So that was the slide. So now everything else is just sort of, we're just sliding through now. So I think I made a red alert a little while ago. I was on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, and here it is again, May the 15th. This is open now for you to put in your grant application. And I don't click on this when you get the slide because I had to turn it yellow so you could see it because the URLs come in blue, but that is the website. And if you put that in, it'll take you right to where to go to do a district grant. In last year, we fast-tracked a number of grants for COVID-19 projects, and I will show you some of those grants a little bit quickly, but there's a chart to show you where those projects went, and you can see what they are there. And we had a variety of other district grants, and you'll see that there were local about food banks, breakfast program, search and rescue, and Bienvenue tout le monde à Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon. They had a fantastic project about a new word for me, un magot, which is a cigarette butt collector. And I'll tell you, all the little strands of plastic in every cigarette butt, disaster. I can't even think about it. And merci à tout le monde à Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon pour cette belle projet. You'll see we had some international projects there in Rwanda for Venezuela and in Zimbabwe. So as I mentioned before, it's not just all local. Whatever we give, the club needs to match 50%. So that's the relationship there. Maximum grant is $5,000. You have to do an interim report on February the 15th. So you're up, you're full of chocolate, wine, it's post-Valentine's Day. You run to the computer, you do your interim report, and then you do your final report, and that's coming up on May the 31st. So, you know, next month, people are going to do their final reports for this year's grants. I have to say it's hard for me to keep my head wrapped around it, but we're always a year ahead and behind at the same time. Brian Smith is a superstar, incoming president. Bless your pointed head, Brian. He is our current district grants chair, and I am the incoming chair. I will try not to destroy all the hard work that you have done, Brian. And I will just quickly say we are looking for committee members. So if you have a past president who is looking like they're a little bit rootless and they need roots, give them my name. Maybe you have a VP that you want to give some focus to. Maybe you've got a newer member who seems interested in grants. They might be a good fit to join, or somebody who's a longer term member who's again seeming a bit rootless. Well, they could be perhaps enticed to join the district grant world and learn more about that. So invite them along. This is a lovely slide that I won't spend a whole lot of time on. You can scan your eye on it. All the sharp accountants will look at it and see something that not sharp me would miss, but you can see the project budgets. You can see the district grants that went in there. Just under half of our allotment went to very quick turnaround for the COVID projects. It was wonderful to see how quickly RI and our district snapped to attention and supported these projects. And then you'll see the other projects below and a variety pack of matching or amounts that people were looking for. You do need to have your receipts, and they do need to be very project focused, but I'll give you all kinds of free advice worth what you're paying when you put in your district grant. Moving over slightly to the global grants, definitely big projects. Anyone who's done any reading about the district grants know that we're looking for a big impact there. And Elva Haiga, past district governor, she's also a DISC, which is a District International Service Chair. What she doesn't know about global grants is unknown to everyone else. So I would certainly recommend you contact Elva Haiga. She is fantastic to work with. And if you have an idea for a global grant, she'll help you make it happen, I think. Want you to know that we have a global grants scholar. Her name is Wendy Lassisi, and she's at Memorial University getting her master's in neuroscience. And she is studying the impact of exercise on multiple sclerosis patients. So that is amazing work that she's doing that Rotary is supporting. I also want to let you know, in case you're feeling kind of pumped and you're thinking, I love my Zoom, I want more Zoom, and I want to support the Rotary Foundation. Well, that blue box at the bottom tells you how you can do it. On May the 12th, there is a zone-led TRF, or the Rotary Foundation Gala. I got a ticket, and it was really quick and easy to do, and it cost $113, and I get $100 tax receipt. It's US dollars, of course, and I have the links there for you. The promotional video is great. The gala information on how to get that ticket is great. So there's a quick way for you to get in and get involved. So remember, we've got all these great branding messages. Together we promote peace. All of this available on Brand Central. These are great images that Rotary has. And of course, this is one that we've made ourselves. We have started a new charter member to be a member of the Polio Plus Society and member of Pam Harrison. Anybody who was at the district conference may remember her fabulous video and all the tulip bulbs that she old and all the support that she did for ending polio. So all the information is there for you on this slide, which is available to you after. And I'm happy to say I should have an on-time arrival, because the last two slides give you some information about where you can get more information about Peace Club resources and contact people at our zone. Carol Ferguson is our major gift officer. And the last slide is some references for you about ending polio. And fascinating fact, World Immunization Week is April 24th to 30th. So if you happen to be getting a bit of Pfizer or Moderna or AstraZeneca in your arm that week, well, join the rest of the world, because it is World Immunization Week, and some wonderful resources there that may be useful for club meetings.